Good morning, LHS. My name is Liz Haviland, and I'm the CTE Director here at Lampasas High School. And I'm going to visit with you a little bit today about goal setting. And with me here today to help me do that is Caden. Caden, will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I do fish keeping, I run cross country, and I'm in all AP classes. God help me.
Oh, we'll pray for you. Perfect candidate to discuss goal setting with me today. So Caden, I'll just start out with asking you a little bit, you mentioned that you're in quite a few activities. So are those activities something that require goal setting?
Absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you set those goals and how you know that you meet them?
I just put my mind to it and don't think about anything else. Sometimes I like to put on some music to work to those things, and sometimes I just need some quiet time, but I just think about that straightforward.
Very good. So what would you say are some of the obstacles that you encounter along the way?
Well, I would say sometimes people talking while I'm working gets me a little bit discombobulated, and sometimes just my own brain, kind of like the little voice in the back of my head goes and says something random, and I go completely off track.
Okay. And what grade are you in, Casey?
I am a senior.
You are a senior, so you are fixing to spread your wings and fly into the adult world. So what are your plans after high school?
I'm gonna try to get a degree in atmospheric science and become a storm chaser.
Oh, wow. So did you grow up watching Twister?
Not really. I grew up watching the Discovery Channel a lot and Animal Planet.
Okay. And so what college are you planning, or what school are you planning to attend?
I am trying to do 2 years at A&M Corpus and then 2 years at Texas A&M.
That's awesome. So do you plan to work while you're at school, or are you just going to go straight into school and work and do your schooling?
Absolutely. I do plan on working because I want to bring my cat with me to A&M Corpus, and I have to have money to be able to take care of an animal.
Mm-hmm. So are there any skills that you've learned throughout your high school career that are going to help you be able to work while you're going to school?
I would say resilience is the best thing so far that I've learned, because you have to bounce back from sometimes bad grades and missing the mark a little bit.
And that's okay.
That's also the one thing I've learned, like, don't let your ego get ahead of yourself.
When that happens, sometimes it's a little bit harder. So real quick, I just want to talk about SMART goals. And so these are goals that you can set for yourself. And SMART is actually an acronym for specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time specific. So basically what that means is goals have to be specific, whether they're long-term or short-term. So, Caden's probably had some short-term goals for here, this year, and then he's already got his long-term goal of being a storm chaser and going to school. So it's very important to have very specific goals. You want them to be measurable. How are you going to get there? What are you going to do? What are some of the obstacles going to be? Actionable. Well, if you're going to set a goal, you want to make sure that you can actually take the steps to meet that goal. Realistic. Okay? Like if you have an unrealistic goal, well, it's probably not going to be easily attained, if at all. So you want to make sure that you're being realistic with yourself as well. And then time specific. So what that means is, like, you have short-term goals, you have long-term goals. All of those steps in between that help you get there are very important pieces of the puzzle. And so, Caden, do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so some things that I do you ever write your goals down, Caden?
No, not really. I more mentally think about them.
Okay, and I think that's a lot of us is like, we have these goals in our head and we think, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do to get there. But sometimes writing those goals down and having kind of like a roadmap for where you're headed and what you're going to do to get there is very helpful. I'm actually a visual learner, so I learn a lot of things in pictures. In fact, when my learning is coming into my brain, it's in pictures. And so for me, I do a lot of journaling. I do a lot of like graphics when I journal. When I go to church, I'm constantly doodling on my church notes. And so that's something that I would suggest maybe doing to help you stay on track. I don't know if that's something that you would be willing to do. Some people make lists, and that works just fine as well. I think it's just about doing what works for you. But goals are totally attainable, but keep them smart and you'll get there. Katie, do you have anything else to add?
No, ma'am.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Good luck.